right. Hi, welcome to Needs Midwest. Today we are interviewing our friend Boz. And hi Boz, how are you today?
Good.
Okay. So why do you think you have been asked on the show today?
Because I'm homeless. Got a lot of resources that I can talk to people about. I've been homeless since 2018. Just recently got an apartment, so I'm happy about that. And I know a lot of people.
You do know a lot of people.
Yeah, that I do, and I've helped a lot of people, and I like to help people.
That's wonderful. And I want a lot more people to get to know you. I think that you have an amazing mind and heart and soul, and I think that you use those things to keep yourself safe as much as you can and as many other people as possible.
Yeah.
I see you as the guy that holds the lifeboat while everybody gets into it.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do.
So, Boz, we first met in the winter of 22?
Yep. Yep.
So I was working for an organization called Corona Housing, and we opened a winter shelter for those experiencing homelessness in the wilds of Crosse during the winter. And Boz was one of those people that was able to utilize that resource.
Yes, I did. I even helped the Corona program for late nights. We had a crew of people that would keep some of the people out of the motel that shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. They bought our walkie-talkies for us, and we took care of if somebody OD'd. Because a lot of times when somebody would OD, you'd have 20 people in the room. And with us, there were 6 of us, and we'd have the walkie-talkies, and we had one person that knew how to handle it. I'd call him up, and then I'd have 2 people take care of the crowd control, so there wasn't 20 people in the room. And a lot of times we could save the person without having somebody being called the cops or call the ambulance.
That's wonderful. You were able to streamline it and keep too many cooks out of the kitchen.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. So, Boz, tell us about you. What is it? How did you find yourself homeless?
I went to prison in 2000. I got out in 2018, and I went to a halfway house for about 60 days, and I had no place to go. So I met some people that were homeless, and I brought a tent, and that's where I stayed. I couldn't get a job because of my record and because of my age at the time, and having cancer. So I had a lot of roadblocks, and I just made the best of what I could, and I started helping people out. I got really close with Julie McDermott, who was running the crew at the time, and still is. Just different people from different agencies that are higher up on the chain that I got to know, and they've got to like me, and I've got to like them. So I have very many resources that I can go to, and they've helped me get placed an apartment of my own. And you know, I go through Couleecap, go through Reach, Corona. I'm on the county board for the city and the county, so I go to their meetings. And me and another person it's me and 2 other people and one other lady, and we represent the homeless people, and I've been doing that since would have been July of almost 2 years ago. So, and that was through Julie McDermott through Corona, and I've been staying on that committee, so I go there, and now we got a 5-year plan for the homeless people to get everybody off the street within 5 years.
That's wonderful. That makes me really happy. I want to go back to the beginning of your story. You went into prison in 2000.
Right.
Spent 18 years there.
Yep.
And right there at that moment, do you feel you had done your time and you were ready to pick up where you left off?
Well, when I went into prison in 2000, the first thing I did when I got out the van is I looked at the guard towers and the wall, and at my age, doing 18 straight years, I didn't think I was going to come out. My health-wise, and you never know. And when I got my grant for my parole, I got out in 2018. I wanted to come back home, get things started, pick up, but they don't happen like that.
Yeah.
So many things have changed.
There was a lot of stigma with being a convict.
Yes.
A lot of having a record and all that.
Yeah,
In your experience, when you went and applied for jobs, did you notice any patterns in the rejections?
Yeah, they say they don't look at your criminal history, your background. They don't care, but they look at it, and you know they do, because I've been turned down so many times for a job, and the reasons they give you ain't the reasons that they don't hire you for.
Personal bias would get in the way regardless of how well intended you were during your interviews. Would you say that's right?
Yes, and the thing is that you got a lot of people in the community that are helping people, like me and homeless people, but you got other people out there that are in the community that are stuck-up snobs. And I get tired of listening to them people, and they think that they are better than us. And what they don't understand is there's people that are down there like me that are just as good as them at doing their job, if not better.
In my experience, I feel that people that have resources, they don't want to share, and they don't want to feel guilty for not wanting to share. But if you are the villain, if they make you out to be the villain, then they don't have to feel guilty for keeping what they have. My personal theory is that it's a way of them alleviating their guilt, and they don't need to give you things in order to be helpful. They can smile, they can just not be dicks. We live in a world where people are afraid of sharing because that might mean you don't have it anymore.
Right. Everything that I have, I've worked for. I worked at the center, and clothes that I got, it wouldn't have been for the people at Deb and Joe at the center. I wouldn't have a lot of the stuff that I have. They've helped me out, but I was a volunteer there, and I helped them out, and I helped out everybody that would come in there. The thing is that a lot of these people judge a homeless person in a group. So if you have one misfit, which you're going to have, you got that in society anyway, otherwise we wouldn't have county jails.
And it also is in the media and the movies as well.
Right. And you take one person that goes and robs a place, and if he's homeless, that means they all are. They're bad people, and they're not. There's people down there that went to college, there's people that went to school, high school, graduated, whatever, that are smart. It's just that when COVID hit, or for whatever reason, they're homeless. Could be a drug addiction, a mental, something mental. There's people down there that are willing to do things and work and help, but nobody's willing to give them a chance. And that's the thing that I think is really sad, because you got people in the community here in Crosse that do help. I've had people come down and literally drop off baskets of clothes and food. But then on the other side of the bridge, you got people over there that are just staring at us and taking pictures like we're people in a zoo, you know. And I'm not saying everybody's perfect. You know, there's people, I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, you know, and it took me 50-some years to get it right.
And you're allowed to learn from your mistakes. Intrinsically, you are allowed to learn from your mistakes. Society should not be punishing you or others for the mistakes that didn't happen to them.
Right. I mean, I've been in and out of the system, the state of Wisconsin, since 1977. And I finally got off in 2019. That's how many years it took me. And it's like, you can't always judge a book by its cover, but everybody says that, but then everybody doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk around with my head up. There's times that I feel ashamed, and I shouldn't, because I had a downfall. But not everybody that's down there is like that. Everybody that I've met, they're like, well, them are your friends down there. What about your friends up here? They're no different than, there's some of the friends that I've had down there that are just as good as the ones I have up above.
Mm-hmm. And
the only difference is the people that I've met recently that are helping me have went way out of their way. I mean, for the first time I got my apartment, they were looking for me for 60 days before I even came in and talked to them. I didn't want an apartment because they moved me up the list and moved somebody else down because of my health. And because of me, Couleecap now has a program where they got two separate lists. One's for the medical, and then the other one is for the regular people that need a place. And so they can't bump anybody up anymore. So because of me, that program has started, which I feel good about.
Even though you were given the advantage, you still made sure that nobody else was negatively affected.
Right. Well,
that is very commendable.
That's why I never went to any of the meetings or anything. Like I said, Couleecap, Reach, Julie McDermott, they were all looking for me for 60 days, and they couldn't find me. And finally, I just went in and talked to them. And I said, hey, this is what I want. If you can't do this, then they won't take the apartment. They did. They got approved at Couleecap in Madison, or wherever, Washington, wherever they got it right to, and I took the apartment. So now they can't say, for instance, if you're up on the list, and then they find out I got something wrong with me medically, they move me up ahead because of my age and my medical condition and push somebody back like you. That's not right. So now they got two separate lists, so they got, it works out better for everybody that way.
Good.
So I made some kind of a change, and all I want is that when I worked at the center, I tell Deb and Joe, I said, I've been a screw up all my life. And with what's going on with me now, I don't have much time, but the thing is that I hope that I can change some people's lives before people don't think that bad of me, So I'm just trying to live each day. I got an apartment now, and I go to the exchange the 16th, get some furniture and some stuff, and I hope it works out. I'm sure it will.
Tell me about you before 2000.
Before 2000, I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. I was married, had 4 kids, and had my own job, self-employed. I was a functioning addict, and one day all of a sudden I was mowing my yard. I live in South 29th Court, nice neighborhood. Had a duplex, and me and my wife did there. And it was weird. I just stopped mowing the grass, shut the mower off, and walked away. And I haven't seen my wife since, and that was back in 2000. And but that was my downfall, because that's when I started getting into trouble. Cashing checks in my name. I went around and cashed 10 checks for $1,000 in my name, and so many different banks. So I had $10,000 cash on me, and I just went on a sprint. And
you just walked away.
Walked away from my wife, my kids, and my house, my job, everything.
Was that something you'd been thinking about for a while, or was it all of a sudden the best idea you ever had?
At the time, I thought it was the best idea.
Mm-hmm. It seemed to solve all the problems you were having.
Yeah, it just, I hadn't been married, I hadn't had a house, I hadn't had any kids. When our first Christmas there, I sat outside of my front of my house, and I stared at my house for an hour watching the Christmas tree lights and all that on my house, because I grew up watching my family do that. But now I had my own place and lights and everything, and it was just like something I've always wished for, but then it also scared me.
Yeah. Because
I was a misfit at the time, So it was like, do I want to drag all these people down with me, or do I just want to take it on myself? And I ended up taking it on myself and not feeling about other people's feelings or, what was going to happen.
You didn't like what you were feeling, so you tried to shut it off.
Yep.
You finally had everything you always wanted for it, but it still didn't just feel right.
Yeah. I had my family. I had a vehicle, 2 vehicles, a job, self-employed, a house, making payments. And it was just like, okay, now I got it.
Now what?
Yeah, now what do I do with it? It's like, and it wasn't everything I thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
So I just walked away from it. And that's when I started getting into trouble.
What have you been able to identify anything within yourself that was a better answer? Like, was it something from your past that you hadn't dealt with? Was it mental health? What was the reason that your best thinking said walk away?
It was weird because I missed the lifestyle that I led up until that point. The freedom, not having to answer to people, doing my own thing, dealing with situations in my own way, and not having to answer to my wife or, it's just, I love my kids. I do, I love them to death. And I still have contact with them. But it was like, I think it was just too much at one time, too quick.
You felt trapped.
Yeah. And it was like all this responsibility at one time, and it scared me. And I hadn't had it before, and I walked away from it. And I wish I wouldn't have. But like I said, that's, how many years ago? And I have issues, I'm going to see a psychiatrist for mental health, a therapist, and my addiction through the day is meth. I shoot it. I wish I never would have started shooting it because it just made it worse. I haven't been in any criminal history. I got charges except for the last one. I got a possession charge July 4th of last year. And still going to court on that. And other than that, I haven't had any criminal charges, any police contact, to where I was in trouble. So, I got to go to the therapist and talk to this therapist because I got a lot of issues I got to deal with that I haven't dealt with. And doing it on my own doesn't work. So.
Snaps to that. I'm going through similar emotions in my life right now that you went through in 2000. I'm grateful that I'm able to hear your story and be able to feel those feelings with you. That's the positive I'm going to choose to focus on in this troublesome time of my life. So thank you again for being here and talking with us and allowing me to grow from you.
Thank you. I think what people need to do, though, is there's a lot of people out there that I know, and they know who I know, who they are. They gotta get the help. They can't do it on their own because look where they're at. They're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta take the pride off, and that's what I had to do. I had to step down off the ladder and think, hey, I can do it all, because you can't. You need help, and you got people out there that'll help you. And it took a lot for me to swallow my pride and step down and say, okay, I need help. It took a lot of years, but there's people down there that are younger than me, that I know, and they're my friends. They need to get the help. They're giving up on society, they're giving up on programs because it ain't working for them. And it's like, well, how does boss get this? How does boss get that? That's because I'm stepping off the ladder and I'm trying to get help. And I'm letting other people help me along the way. I'm not trying to do it on my own because I can't. I tried for how many years and they just kept getting me in trouble. Mm-hmm. And is it too late? In a way, because of what's going on with me medically. But you know, my mom passed away, so she looked down on me, I'm sure. And I guess if anything, I just want to try to be a better person before I go, you know. And hopefully that works. You know, I'm gonna try to do what I can. Shortly here, I'm gonna be going to schools and talking to people, talking to kids. I got a program set up with Julie McDermott through that. And it's amazing how many people I've met since I've been at the center and actually been homeless that are out there that can help me in programs that I never knew about. And you gotta use them. If you don't, you're just gonna be stuck in the same pity pot, chewing everybody's ass out because I got something you don't have. And that's only because I worked the program and I'm trying to better myself. You can't get it just by sitting down in your tent.
Now, what program was this you were mentioning?
Julie's gonna get me set up to go. It's kind of like a scare straight program, but it's not. I don't go in there and start swearing at them and shit. It's just that I go in there and I talk to them about my life, what drugs has done, what alcohol has done to me, and you know, my mental awareness. Put me in 10 cities, put me in prison, 35 years of my life. My longest stretch was 18 straight, which is the last one. But I've been doing prison since 1977. So I got to the point where I got accustomed to it. It was a fit. It fit me. I didn't have no problems. I didn't have no bills to pay, nothing. The state paid for everything. I had a job so I could get my canteen, my hygiene, my food, whatever I needed. I had it made. The only difference is you couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't see nobody, you know. You're there with 600, 700, 800 guys. That's a downfall, you know, but it's like, you get used to it. And that's what I did, and that's what scared me. And finally I just said, hey, I gotta cut that line and go a different route, and that's what I did, and so far I'm doing pretty good.
That's wonderful.
Don't get me wrong, I still got my problems. I still got my issues, still got my issues with women, I still got my issues with problems, and just in general. Even politics, you know, I never thought I'd be involved in them, and now I'm in politics, and that's a headache. But with everything that's going good for me, I still got issues, I still got problems, and I'm always gonna have them. I'll probably have them until the day I die. But the solution to that is getting with people that know answers and have solutions to the problem, and better myself and get to where I feel good about myself. And it's taken me a lot of years to feel like that, to where I am now. But there's still like days that I have where I just like, why, you know? And when I was living down in Tent City, you'd wake up every morning, it's like, why even get up? The same crap every day, same people, asking you questions, the same questions, do you got this, do you got that? And it's just like a big, it's bad down there. I mean, tents are burning to the ground. People are fighting, people are shooting, people are just...
What's causing the tents to burn?
People,
setting each other's tents on fire, or
well,
doing things with fire inside?
I don't know. I think it's mainly aiming is to have them try to keep warm, and their tents catch on fire from it being inside.
Trying to have a fire inside.
Trying to stay warm, and something will catch on fire, and them tents will go up quick.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure there's other issues, but that's really I can't say.
Yeah.
You know. But mainly it's people trying to keep warm, and you get a big fire going outside your tent, and sparks come off your fire and hit your tent, and you gotta put them up too. So I've seen a couple like that.
Trying to have the fire close to the tent so it's warmer. If there was a instant snap of the finger solution, one thing that we could change about society in order for things to be better, what do you think that would be? What should it be?
What I've always said was, if the society that think that we're all bad and judge us like that, they should come down there and meet some of the people. I'm just one of the people, one of the voices. But there's many more down there like me that are caring, loving, giving, respect. And don't get me wrong, I have my days. There's days I just want to rip somebody's head off. But with the tools that I'm learning now, I've learned there's other options and other ways of going about it. And the society in itself can give people a chance. Because I'll guarantee that there ain't anybody out there that don't have at least one alcoholic, one drug addict, or one homeless person, or one mental problem in their family. And how do they treat them?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta understand that the people down there that are homeless have family. They're human. They're not just statistics. And you just gotta have people come down there and get to meet people. Because a lot of people are scared to come up above because they know how people are being treated. And that's what causes a lot of problems. You know, people take it personal and they get mad. And we shouldn't be treated any different than their loved ones that have the same problem that we do.
Do you think any of them would be interested in talking with me?
I don't know. I know I've sat and talked to some people through the county and the city, the higher ups that are right under the mayor. I've even talked to the mayor myself 3 times, and which was kind of weird because I didn't think he's a poor homeless people. He's trying to help us, and I always thought he was against us. And the last time I talked to him, we had a memorial for the people that OD'd at the REACE program, and I talked to him for a little bit there, and his assistant, the deputy mayor, whatever you want to call it, and him, and a couple higher ups. And like I said, within the 5-year plan, everybody that goes that tries with these programs will be homeless. Won't be homeless anymore. They'll be in an apartment, and they got to work the program. And that's what I'm doing now, because I'll be going through therapy, talking about my problems, my issues that I have, and just try to get my life better. And there's people down there that can do it, and I know they can. You just gotta meet with people like you or somebody that can. You gotta put your voice out there, and you gotta be seen, like what's going on right here. In order for anybody to understand what people are going through, they gotta see it, whether it be on YouTube or TV, whatever it be, and understand that, hey, give somebody a chance, because that might be the one chance that you might want in life too. And I've met people that I never thought I would ever just even have time for, because I thought, oh, they're higher than me, they're above me. Even the mayor, he's just like me. The only difference is he's got a job and lives in a house. He's got the same thoughts, the same thinking. You know, he's a human. And he even said that. He said that to me himself, that, hey, I know it's hard down there, and that's why I'm helping you guys, trying to help as much as I can. So the new bill that me, 2 city employers and county, and we're not supposed to talk about it because we all signed an agreement, disclosure, but not even the council members will see this bill. The only people that's going to see is the mayor, and he'll approve it, and that's it. And the council members can't say nothing about it, so I'm happy about that. So they can stick that one in their hat, you know what I'm saying? And council members can't veto it, can't do nothing. So when this goes by, like right now, they got a no camping zone where Tent City is, and they closed off the bike trail and made a detour because of the people that live down there. So when they do that, when the council passes ordinance like that, that makes it look like that makes it even worse for us, because it makes us look bad.
Yeah, and it's also making it so that you don't have a place.
Right.
Where do they expect you guys to go if they take away all the places that you can rest your head?
I told them, I said, we should, like I did last summer, me and a couple guys parked their tent around City Hall grass, right in front of the mayor's office. They didn't like that, but oh well, what could they do? And we were there about 10 days before they finally said we had to go. But we put our tents up on City Hall grass. I sat there for 10 days, and we didn't start no fires or nothing like that, but we sat there and lived there, and people seen us from all walks of life driving by, you know, and we made a statement, and a couple things got passed, and so that worked out.
Good.
You know, and you need more people to stand up for us. A lot of the people are afraid, and I'm not, because what do I got to lose? You can't do nothing to me. I've already been to prison how many years? I've been to jail. I'm dying. I got cancer. So what can you do to me? So
you're a superhero now.
I'm gonna do whatever I can to help. And I lost a lot of friends to overdoses because they just gave up. I tried twice. I OD'd twice, but somebody else brought me back because I gave up. And I'm glad that they did now bring me back, because now I'm meeting people that do care and can try to help and change. And with this 5-year plan, it's going to change a lot of things.
That's wonderful. When can we expect to publicly know the details about that?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I am brain dead right now on what other questions to ask. What makes you happy?
The people that I know that are out there helping me, that have the jobs that are helping me, ain't doing it just for a job and a paycheck, that are doing it to help people out. They could have gave up on me a long time ago. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't show up, but they hunted me down. So that shows that they care. So the thing that makes me happy is knowing that there is some people out there that do have a heart and are willing to help, like you, and having programs, or just, I don't walk around with my head down. I walk around with my head up high. Even though at the time I was homeless, I care what people think, but I didn't care because they can all kiss my ass. Because I'm gonna do what I gotta do to survive. And if I can do something to change somebody's life along the way, I'm willing to do that. But I can only do so much, you know, and that's just what people can do. But what makes me happy is now I got my apartment. And I just got to move on from there. I mean, I got a system set up now to where I'll be getting some furniture soon, in 10 days. And it's just like things are getting better, you know, and certain things I wish would, you know, but, you know, you can only, I say wish one hand to the other. But I just want to try to make a difference before I go. That instead of somebody saying, hey, there's Boz, you know, well, yeah, he was this, just say, yeah, he might have been, but towards the end he changed, you know. And it's hard, because I always fall back on my bad ways. But I always got somebody there to tell me, hey, knock it off. And that's Victoria.
Victoria? Tell us about Victoria.
We've been together about 3 years off and on. We have our issues, we have our times. A lot of it had to do with being down in Tent City. We always fought, you know, constantly. And we'd separate, but we'd always find our way back. For whatever reason, I don't know. God gave me a messed up relationship with her, you know, for both of us, but we always work it out. And never had the cops called on us, so never got like that. It's just, we didn't know what we were gonna do day for day, living down there. And it would have been for her, I think I'd have had a lot of different issues that I had to deal with. And we were seeing Cookie, a friend of ours that comes here, at the Bronze Dragon, and Councilman. We used to come to her, and we still do once in a while, but we got somebody else we talked to, and it's helping both of us, you know. I was gonna have her here today, but she's home sleeping, so.
She'll just have to be surprised with everybody else.
Yeah, she's I do. I love her. Sometimes I don't show it, you know, but I think deep down she knows I do. It's just we have a lot of problems, a lot of things we got to work with, and that's what we're going through treatment for, and you know, trying to get things fixed. The one thing that pisses me off the most, though, is she got awarded to go to treatment at Phillips Center in Eau Claire, and the county at the time, the Crosse, approved her. She went there, and when she got there, the insurance wouldn't pay for it because she was a non-resident, because she was in Tent City. Eau Claire County wouldn't pay for it, and Crosse County wouldn't pay for it, so they sent her home after 4 days. That shit pisses me off because you want people to succeed in life. But the counties, La Crosse County and La Crosse County can't even come up together to even send one person to treatment. They got all these programs out there, and they're not doing a goddamn thing. It makes me mad because she was willing to go to treatment. I was willing to go to treatment.
Nobody was willing to flip the bill.
Right, and I'm under courts, she's under courts. And they were willing to take me in, only because I had an address, but they wouldn't take her because she was homeless. What's that got to do with it?
Yeah, I feel like somebody who's homeless needs treatment a lot more than somebody that has a house.
Right, so make a program where you got people, you people are talking about all us down there that are homeless, we're addicts and everything else. We got to get our lives together. We can't get our lives together if you don't help us out.
When you put up roadblocks, you guys can't go around them.
And then you see other people see that with her, ain't willing to try to change, because why should they when you can't help them? She got insurance, I got insurance, and they won't even pay for it. Why do I got insurance then? I've seen people go into the hospital in emergency and the doctors find out you're homeless, you're out of there in 10 minutes. You ain't got insurance, you're out of there in 10 minutes. But that's not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to help you no matter what. And they don't. Society in itself sucks because they can't.
Nobody wants to get left having to take care of you.
Yeah, and they think they're better than other people. And that's the shit that's got to stop. Once everybody comes together, this is going to end this epidemic of homelessness in La Crosse, period. And maybe once La Crosse can be the sister city and everybody else can learn from it, that's fine. I know the government, they pour money into the people's programs. I know some programs are work for it, some programs just pocket it. And I know that for a fact because I've seen it. I've been aware of it. And what people don't understand, even Cookie, you can ask Cookie, she'll tell you, I know very, very many people that are higher up that shouldn't be doing what they're doing. The point is, you people need to get off your ass and start doing something for people down here. And instead of pocketing money or doing whatever the hell you're doing. And
pretending that you don't exist.
Right. And then you're like, well, we spent all this money on a program, we need more. Well, yeah. Thing is that people need to come together, society needs to come together. That we're human, we're all human, and we're down on our luck. And you can't tell me that anybody out there that's living in $1 million house right now ain't never been down on their luck in their life, period. Or has nobody in their family that ain't. So people need to get their head out of their asses and start looking around and saying, hey, you know, he might be right. Instead of looking at us like we're circus animals. Everybody down there's got a mind, got a heart. You just got to get to know them. And if you don't get to know them, then we're the outcasts of society. No, you're the outcast of society because you people treat us like that. You ain't no better than anybody else just because you drive around your nice cars or your gas guzzling hogs or whatever you want to call them.
Happy ignorance.
Yeah. You are the outcast of society, not us. You are. That's how we look at you.
The way I see it, as a human being, a creature that can survive the elements and live in the wild, I feel like you guys are more human than those people that have those $9 million houses and drive those Ferraris. To me, those people are living a cushy life, and they would not be able to survive in the wild like you guys do.
Well, that's why nobody will come down there, because I told the mayor himself, just come down and spend a weekend. You have protection. You got the cops. You got certain people down there, and I'll protect you. And nobody, is gonna mess with you. The point is that you're right. I've lived 3 winters in a tent, where some people can't live a goddamn summer in a tent because they ain't got their bathrooms, they ain't got their makeup, they ain't got their mirrors, they ain't got their showers, they ain't got shit. Come down there and try to do that. We've fangled stoves. You know, sometimes tents get caught on fire, but sometimes they work. To where people wouldn't even have an idea how to even do it. And I've been down there this winter. I was down last winter at Couleecap Park, and we're 3, 4, 50, 10 below zero in my tent. And I was not warm, but I was comfortable. While these people sat in their houses, living the coastal life. And don't sit there and say, well, okay, I earned what I got. Because the people that live in $9 million homes or $1 million homes, oh, I worked hard for this. Well, you know what? A lot of people down here worked hard for a lot of stuff too, and they lost it because of some addiction or COVID. And just because you can be a functioning alcoholic or a drug addict like I was, I walked away from it. It doesn't mean that you're any better than anybody else, because you're not. Just because you can do math better than some other people, that is. I went to college for 4 years, so you people are no better than I am. The thing is that you think you are. And until you understand what people down there are about, you think everybody down there is illiterate. Nobody. And you don't give people a chance. A lot of you church-going people want to sit there and go to church every Sunday and think God's going to praise you when you die. It ain't going to happen. Because you just go to school, you go to church on Sundays, it ain't going to happen, because you got to learn what it's like to be human. And until you do, your life's just as much of a mess up as mine. Because you're nobody to nobody else. Only because you got money or you got something you can give to someone, you're nothing. Until you can understand and open up your heart and listen to people like me and other people that are down on their luck and try to help, you're just a waste of skin to me. Because all you do is sit up in your high mighty houses talking about the homeless people to this, the homeless people to that. They're making this area look bad. It may, but we don't have help. We do now.
That's a problem of society and the economy, not the individual.
Right. And it's like, we're all human. You people that go to church on Sunday talk about God and his creatures and humans. That's what we are. But you don't look at it like that. When you see us as something evil or something that's not, shouldn't be here. But you gotta realize one thing, we all came here in one way. By our moms and dads, and by God. We're all part of him too. Just because we're living where we're living, don't mean that we don't believe or we don't see what life's about. And if you guys are God-fearing, or you guys are people that believe in the Lord, then you should see that and open your eyes and not just be one-sided, because that's not right. That's where a lot of issues happen. Society don't like the homeless don't like society because of the way we get treated. But I got people coming down there dropping off boxes of food and clothes that you wouldn't think would. But it's just them are the people that finally got off their ass and learned what it was like and understood that we're not the outcasts, we're not evil. We're just down on our luck.
I want to thank you for coming here today, Boz, and allowing our viewers to get to know you and start the conversation. Would you do me a favor? Next time you go chat with your folks down at Tent City, ask them if it's okay if I come with you sometime, and we can do some filming, and we can do some interviews, and we can start getting people's stories out.
Okay. I will.
Thank you.
Thank
you again for coming on the show.
Thanks.
We hope you were able to learn a lot, and if at any point you felt attacked by the use of the royal you, just think there's somebody standing next to you that is wrong, and he's talking to them, not you. So, thanks again for coming on the show. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you later, folks.